Because you're here for a damn good reason. I want to welcome you to the 9th edition of 2014 I Love Mountains Day. My name is Sue Talashay, and I love each and every one of you. Please join me in recognizing, first off, a very tired group of people who call themselves the Footprints for Peace. These dedicated friends walked every step of the way from Prestonsburg to Frankfort to raise awareness about the destruction caused by mountaintop removal mining and to call for a transition, very important, just transition to a clean and diversified economy in eastern Kentucky. Their dedication, like yours, is inspiring, especially in this cold weather. Thank you, Footprints for Peace. The next big shout out goes to all the young people, school groups, church groups here today. Special thanks to Tim Dorst and a fabulous group known as Kentucky Interfaith Power and Light. You can see the many signs around from the congregations and the school groups that they help organize. Thank you, Kipple. And thanks to the fierce and talented student organizers and activists with Kentucky Student Environmental Coalition. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call attention to some very good friends up here, these incredible puppets, who were created for last year's Energy for Change rally by multimedia artist Mary Plaster and many volunteers. The project was coordinated by Kentucky Interfaith Power and Light and Cultivating Connections. These puppets represent 4 of our best friends, 4 elements and 4 alternative energy sources that they can provide. We have Earth, better known to his friends as geothermal. We have air, aka wind. We have water, known to his and her friends as hydropower. And fire, better known as solar energy. Notice there's no waste up here. I would also like to thank any of our elected officials who've joined us today. We applaud your leadership, and we would urge you to pass House Bill 288, the Stream Saver Bill, which is why we're here. And to go in a positive direction, not just to stop something, but to start something very important, is to pass House Bill 195, the Clean Energy Opportunity Act. I'd also like to recognize everybody here who is a member of Kentuckians for the Commonwealth. I'd like to thank you for your dedication. Your presence here is evidence of it. Together we are building new power. I also want to thank all of our allied groups that have supported us over the years and continue to do so. When I say new, you say power. New. Power. New.
Power.
New.
Power.
New.
Power.
Thank you. Lastly, I ask all of us to lift up the people and communities most impacted by poisoned water, land, and air. We have a message for our friends who stand here today and all people who live in places like West Virginia, North Carolina, West Louisville, Eastern Kentucky, who are dealing with the horrific everyday reality of poisoned drinking water and polluted air and polluted land. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And when we stand together in solidarity, we are damn powerful. We are with you. We will not forget you. Once again, for the 9th year in a row, we are here on the steps of the Capitol, here in Frankfort, for I Love Mountains Day. We are here here because we are Kentuckians who love our mountains. Like our ancestors, we believe that those mountains and the waters that flow down their sides and through them and give us life were put here to sustain us. Together we demand clean water and the protection of our land, water, and our people. We call for an end to the destructive strip mining and we call for full and fair enforcement of laws that are supposed to protect us and haven't yet. We are here because we share a vision for a bright future in Eastern Kentucky. We are for many things across our Commonwealth, even in the face of serious economic distress. Together we call on Governor Beshear and legislators to support a just transition to a healthier, more diverse economy in the mountains, because transition in the coal economy is happening whether we're ready or not. We've got to go with it, folks. We've got to make it happen, and we will. The question is, can we make it a just, fair, equal transition for all? Can we use this crisis to rethink what we value and what we want for our communities? I believe we can, based on your response. So let's create new jobs that lead to clean energy solutions, sustainable agriculture, and efforts to restore our land, our air, and our water. Thank you. Thank you. Lastly, we are here to declare our commitment to building a healthy democracy in Kentucky. As Kentuckians, we know what democracy looks like when it is riddled with corruption. We know what it looks like when politicians serve big industries and special interests and ignore the needs of our citizens. But it takes an active imagination to know what a healthy democracy in Kentucky looks like. And it requires a long-term commitment to organizing and building grassroots power to bring a vision of what life can and will be. As a part of building a healthy democracy, we invite everyone here today to vote for Kentucky's bright future. You can fill out a ballot and post it on any one of these yellow banners. We want to know, what are the values and ideas you will be voting for in the upcoming election? Ideas and values you will be voting for in the upcoming election. Please vote early and often, and at the end of the day, we will compile all your votes and deliver the results to our Governor Beshear, our legislators, and other candidates for office, because that way your voice will be heard. Look to one side of you. You all are so obedient. Look to the other side of you. You know what this is? Thank you. This is what, you're exactly right, this is what democracy looks like. So, tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Chase Gladson. It is so energizing to see all these school groups and all these young leaders in this crowd. All of us share your urgent concern for the future that you will one day inherit. Your generation deserves good jobs and opportunities that don't damage the water and the land and the climate. You deserve leaders who put your health and your future above the next quarterly earnings of big fossil fuel companies. So please join me in welcoming Chase Gladson, an 11-year-old KFTC member from Harlan County, Kentucky. Chase will share his vision and concerns about Eastern Kentucky and the land he loves and is very proud to call his home. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. My name is Chase Gladson, and like all of you, I am a Kentuckian. I'm 11 years old, and I'm a student at Cumberland Elementary School. There are many wonderful things about the area where I live. I live on a small farm in a beautiful forest near the base of Big Black Mountain. It's a perfect place to grow up. Many members of my family are close by, including my big brother Blake and my little sister Mackenzie. Sometimes I'll play in the woods with my cousin Gage and my big brother Blake. Or I sometimes play with my cousin J-Book or get on the computer with my cousin Cheyenne. I live just across the mountain from my mama and papa shoot. They're really great and don't discipline me like my mom and dad do. If that's not enough, my best friend lives 5 minutes away, and his family is like a second family to me. I can visit anytime and talk about anything. And the cool thing is we go to the same church. I love my church. Our pastor is really great. And not only is he a wonderful preacher, he always makes time for the young people by keeping us busy doing things that praise God. My dream is to grow up right here in Harlan County and raise a family. And like my grandparents did and their grandparents before them. But when I grow up, I either want to be a physical therapist because I like to help people, or a photographer because I love to take photographs of our mountains, especially where I live. But I know for me to stay close to home, things will have to change. Today, things are falling apart. We have to stop destroying our mountains. We have to protect our water and develop things for our young people and good jobs for our grown-ups. I'm only 11 years old, but I believe all of this is possible. My papa likes to say we can have a bright future here if we build it, and I believe it too. But it would take all of us, I mean all of us, working together. Last fall, I got to be in Higher Ground Community Theater Play. I played a young boy in some of the skits. I loved being a part of telling stories about our history and our community. The good thing about the play was that we all backed each other up and we stuck together as a team. And that's what it's going to take to build a bright future here too. We've got to stick together as a team and back each other up. In closing, I want to remind everyone to support HB 70, the Voting Rights Bill, to give people back their voting rights. Even if someone has made a mistake in their life or hit a bumpy spot, we need to help them return to a full citizen. I am a Kentuckian. I love our mountains. I love our mountain streams. I love our mountain families. I love our mountain families. And I love Mountains Day. Thank you.
Does that encourage me to talk into that? That's not going to fall down, is it?
No.
Okay. Next up, I'd like to welcome a group of Catholic sisters and supporters. These women have become famous as the Singing Nuns this fall when they delivered a petition to Governor Beshear about the proposed toxic gas pipeline and serenaded him at the same time. Please welcome singers from the Loretto, Dominican, and Charity women's religious communities in Kentucky's Holy Land. While they sing, we will also pass some baskets through the crowd. Please give generously to help support the ongoing work of Kentuckians for the Commonwealth. We are a grassroots, membership-based organization working to improve the quality of life for all Kentuckians. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for your generous support. And now I'll let the nuns take over. All right. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. God of all, to you we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of you and all, brothers, sisters, big round of applause. Thank you. And one more time, let's hear it for Chase, too. Thank you, Chase. Up to bat next here is Sister Claire McGowan. I don't have to tell you about the many connections between our efforts to protect Kentucky's water, land, and the health of its citizens from destructive strip mining, and now the hazards of oil and gas fracking and pipelines carrying toxic fracked materials through our backyards and across the state. It is my pleasure now to introduce Sister Claire McGowan. Sister Claire is a Dominican Sister of Peace from the community at St. Catherine in Springfield, Kentucky. She is the founder and director of an organization called New Pioneers for a Sustainable Future. She is also the co-author of an energy vision statement created recently by 3 communities of Catholic sisters in Kentucky's Holy Land. Sister McGowan.
Thanks, everyone, and greetings. I come from St. Catherine's in Springfield, Kentucky, and as you said, I lead New Pioneers for a Sustainable Future to promote awareness of Earth in rural Kentucky. Catholic sisters respond to unmet needs. An undeniable unmet need at this time is awakening people to the destruction of the natural world that is now endangering all of life on this planet. Doing the work I do is my religious vocation. For years, New Pioneers worked quietly on our mission, but last May we learned that a massive new pipeline was being planned for our neighborhood. Many of you already know what's at stake with this so-called Bluegrass Pipeline, but let me describe it briefly. A partnership of 2 huge energy companies wants to run a pipeline right through the heart of central Kentucky. If built, it would carry fracking byproducts from the northeastern U.S. to the Gulf Coast. This pipeline would be 24 inches in diameter, and it would carry 400,000 barrels a day of hazardous liquids through Kentucky's backyards and farm fields at extremely high pressure. These liquids are much more dangerous than natural gas.
That's right.
Not only are they highly flammable and explosive if they contact the air, but in the event of a leak, they would also sink into the water supply, contaminating it permanently. Does this sound like a good idea, my friends? It appears now that this particular pipeline may fail, but we say today that we don't want any natural gas liquids on our farms or in our cities. Nor do we want them on tanker trucks, railroad cars, or barges either. We don't want natural gas liquids anywhere. Of course, some will say, but we must have fracking, and we must have tar sands oil, and we must have pipelines, lots and lots of pipelines, because we must become energy independent. The truth is that to become energy independent, we don't need to develop more fossil fuels at all. As a matter of fact, we can't afford to develop more fossil fuels, whether they're coal or oil or natural gas, because of their impact on Earth's climate. The truth is that your grandchildren may find it very difficult to survive if we do not break our addiction to fossil fuels now. This is a dire picture I'm painting, but we know it's no exaggeration. Climate change is the most urgent crisis of our time. Humanity must wake up to it now. But we're not here today only because we're fearful. We're here today because we're rooted in hope. We're rooted in hope because we know that deep in human hearts lives the seed of love. We know that people who see a beloved child or a revered elder in danger will stop everything to try to remedy that danger, right? Right now, it's our home planet that's the beloved child, the revered elder in danger. We are hopeful because we believe that when humans wake up to the urgency, we will respond with love. We are rooted in hope because so many Central Kentucky families have had the courage to put no Bluegrass Pipeline signs in their front yards. Little did those families know that regional and national media would use their signs to measure the strength of Kentucky's opposition to this pipeline. We're rooted in hope because we see the creativity of the three communities of Catholic sisters who just sang a minute ago from Kentucky's Holy Land. After weeks of opposing the pipeline last summer, the Loretto community, the Dominican Sisters, and the Sisters of Charity started connecting the dots, determining the role of hazardous liquids pipelines in the big energy picture. The sisters wanted to clarify not only what we are against, but also what we are for. So we jointly wrote an energy vision statement based on our deepest spiritual convictions. And we put that statement on the internet to attract other groups to join us. To date, almost 150 religious organizations across this nation have signed on to that statement. And there will be many more. My friends, on this, the 250th birthday of our own Abraham Lincoln, let us root ourselves even more deeply in hope. Let us vigorously declare to our governor and to every elected leader in this Capitol that we, the people, oppose all forms of fossil fuel development. Because the transition to renewable energy sources must begin now. It must begin now for the sake of the grandchildren. It must begin now for the sake of all life on planet Earth. And it must begin now, as the sisters just sang, for the beauty of the earth, which God has placed in our hands to steward. Amen.
Thank you so much, Sister McGowan.